From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm David DeForest reporting. Thailand's King Bhumibol Adulyadej has died at the age of 88. The death of the deeply revered king is a stunning blow for a kingdom of 67 million people.
My heart was crushed. I was broken. This is the saddest time in our Thai people because we love him so much.
His son and heir apparent, the country's crown prince, has said he wants to mourn the loss of his father before ascending to the throne. The U.S. military said Thursday it struck 3 radar sites in Yemen with cruise missiles. The attack was in response to missile launches from territory controlled by Houthi rebels targeting a U.S. Navy destroyer. Peter Cook is a Pentagon spokesman.
I can't tell you specifically who is operating these installations. I'm just telling you where they're located, who's controlling that area now, and that we responded in kind to these specific installations because of the role we believe they played in targeting our forces.
Peter Cook. 21 newly freed Chibok girls kidnapped by Boko Haram in 2014 met with Nigerian Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Thursday in Abuja. The vice president denied press reports that the girls were exchanged for 4 captured Boko Haram militants. An official called their release the product of painstaking negotiations and trust on both sides.
How many roads must a man walk down?
Legendary American musician Bob Dylan has won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Literature, the first songwriter to receive the award. The Swedish Academy said Thursday Dylan is being honored for having, quoting now, created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. This is VOA News. First Lady Michelle Obama says remarks about women and their bodies emerging from one of the presidential candidates are, in her words, cruel and frightening. The First Lady did not mention Republican candidate Donald Trump by name, but she described the situation in America's political campaign as not normal, disgraceful, and intolerable. Meanwhile, Trump is defending himself against charges made by several women that say he groped them. He called their stories totally, absolutely false, and that he had not even met some of his accusers. And these latest stories follow an earlier release of a tape in which Trump is heard making remarks that demean women. Many of Trump's supporters, though, are rejecting the charges.
Nobody cares. The way Mr. Trump handles his personal life and what he does is his business. It's not going to affect me. What's going to affect me is Hillary. Supreme Court, open borders. She's going to make Merry Christmas a banned phrase.
Hillary Clinton said that the women who make allegations deserve to be heard, except the ones who accuse her husband. Those she attacks.
It's not who he is now. You know, that was years ago.
Trump supporters defending their candidate. Top diplomats from the United States, Russia, and the Middle East will attempt to salvage failed Syrian ceasefire agreement on Saturday. The diplomats will hold talks in Lausanne, Switzerland. Those will be followed by separate meetings Sunday in London. A new United Nations report finds more than 1 million people have been killed in more than 7,000 natural disasters stretching over a 20-year period. Lisa Schlein reports.
An analysis of 20 years of data shows earthquakes and tsunamis are the biggest overall killers, followed closely by climate-related disasters, which have more than doubled over the period. The report, however, notes over the past 15 years, weather-related disasters, including drought, heat waves, floods, and storms, have become the main cause of loss of life. Haiti tops the list of the 10 countries with the most disaster deaths, followed by Indonesia and Myanmar. Lisa Schlein, Geneva.
The United Nations has formally appointed former Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Guterres as Secretary General. He will replace current Secretary General Ban Ki-moon at the end of 2016. The Russian criminal correction system will be reintroducing compulsory labor as a punishment starting January 1st. According to the provision, compulsory labor will be an alternative to prison. The deputy director of Russia's Federal Penitentiary Service told TASS that the new sentencing would be better than completely isolating convicts from society. From the VOA News Center in Washington, I'm Dave DeForest.
That's the latest world news from VOA.